Elis James and John Robbins.
Radio X.
Radio X.
What was I thinking? Why didn't I lock the door? Oh, I can't believe I said that. John's Shame Well.
X.
You join me here in the well, just adjusting a dairy-free coconut bite from my little shelf I've got here in the well, and very nice it is too. Today's Shame Well is, as ever, anonymous, sent in, and it's one of the ones I always write little notes next to them to remind me what they are. This one just says, "Oh, mate."
Great.
Which is always a sign of a good shame well. A few years ago, I bought a new washing machine. When filling out the warranty card, I ticked yes in the box about them potentially contacting me for market research and feedback purposes. All was quiet for a few weeks, and then an email arrived asking if I would like to take part in a market research study into washing machines. It was going to take 2 hours and to be held in a venue within walking distance of my house. I would be paid £120 for my time, and the clincher, refreshments would be provided. Obviously, I accepted as fast as I could type. Arriving at the venue on the appointed date, I was met by a young and attractive marketing consultant who was organising the day for the manufacturer in question. She showed me to the waiting room, where others in a similar position to me were waiting. Sorry, a sentence doesn't make, it's not clear. Although oh my lordy, mate. I simply had to walk for 2 minutes to get free biscuits and cash money. I was winning already. We were shown into the room where we would be asked questions, and I cunningly took a seat at a table right at the back of the room against the wall. I was keen to take part, but not too keen. As the session wore on, it became clear that there were some very enthusiastic launderers in the room who were dominating the proceedings. Not a problem, I thought. I can just sit back and take a ride on the soon-to-be-washed clean gravy train. This was fine for 30 minutes or so, but then the boredom started to kick in. Even for over a ton, I couldn't feign interest. In that window of idleness, I noticed I'd developed an up-and-coming pimple on my cheek. As I gently poked it a bit with my finger, while subtly resting my head in my hand, I realised that not only had it previously been unnoticed, it had somehow super-accelerated to potential burstable stages. At this moment, I remembered that the wall I was sitting right next to was actually a mirror, something I'd noticed before, but not really registered.
Oh dear.
This provided the perfect opportunity to really explore if my pimple needed popping or not. Further poking and, yes, some light squeezing took place, and I explored it in the mirror, being subtle enough to make sure no one in the room knew what I was doing. I didn't want them to think I was totally gross. I decided it could not wait any longer, and it violently splattered itself over the mirror only a couple of inches from me.
Oh.
Horrified, I wiped off the evidence with my sleeve and resumed the interested face in hand pose that had served me so well earlier.
Flora and fauna.
I studied the room. I appeared to have got away with it. No one had noticed me expel the pussy badness, and all seemed well. Very shortly afterwards, the session wrapped up, and everyone said their goodbyes. As we were doing this, a door opened next to the room we were in, revealing the small observation area from where the manufacturer's executives and the attractive marketing consultant had been observing the session through what I suddenly realised had been a two-way mirror. I may have kept my hideous excretion from those facing away from me in the main area, but those in the observation suite must have had a perfect, unobstructed, high-definition view of the entire episode. This was confirmed when the initially bubbly and welcoming marketing lady gave me a very strange and short goodbye. I've never told anyone about this before. Please help banish my shame into the depth it belongs. Cheers.
Oh, straight into the top 5.
Straight into the top 5.
Oh, my goodness me.
I had to redact a few bits that were just sort of too body horror about the pimple itself, but that's just the absolute worst.
Christmas Day, that is unbelievable.
What can you say? I'm very sorry, mate. You didn't do anything particularly bad.
It's just a body.
Yeah.
Who hasn't had a spot?
No one.
Yeah.
No one, actually.
The Kardashians? I've got no idea.
shame, embarrassment, I would say more than shame, because it's not like you knew it was a two-way mirror and did it on purpose and were gross on purpose. So no shame for you, sir. It's just a body. It's just a two-way mirror.
What a funny story as well.
Funny story.
Wow.